guys, today I'm going to be talking about my TTC history and everything leading up to today. Starting back at the beginning of our journey when I met my person, you'll hear me refer to him, and I say him, his name's Nick. You'll hear me refer to Nick as my boyfriend or my husband or my fiance or my friend or my roommate or a jerk or whoever I want to call him that day. But he's all of those things. No, we are not married. Yes, we are engaged. So I guess that technically makes him my fiance, but we have no intention to get married right now. So as much as he's my fiance, he's not. He's my boyfriend. But I guess you can call him whatever you want to call him. To me, he's just Nick. So I met Nick in high school, and we're not high school sweethearts. We never dated in high school. We met in grade 12, and it was in film and video class, and that was my favorite class ever. Nick was a little troublemaker, and he was always in trouble and loud and obnoxious, and I was the shy girl that sat a couple rows down from him. That's where I kind of like developed like this little crush on him, and he tells me that like he used to always stare at my boobs. So that was high school, and at the time when we met, he had a girlfriend of like 4 years. Like they were high school sweethearts, let me tell you. They were like inseparable. I remember seeing them in the halls, and they were like always together. So this is awkward. So about a year after high school, I was with a friend, and we were enjoying some illegal adult beverages, to say the least, and he was Skyping with his friend who happened to be at Nick's house. So that's how we kind of reconnected. We started talking on Facebook after that, and then we started texting each other, and then we started hanging out and dating, and this is where we are now. We have been together a very, very long time. Going back to when I was a kid, I knew I always wanted to have a baby. It was just something I always wanted. I used to tell people I wanted a baby by the time I was 19, and that is crazy. Thinking back to when I was 19, there's no way I could have had a kid then. I was just so immature, and I was working like part-time at a coffee shop. That was just insane. That was just, I can't believe I even said that. Nick proposed a year after dating. A year. I was 19. That is, so if you could think I had a kid then, I was freaking out. I was engaged. To say the least, we did not end up getting married right away. We talked about it. We started to plan a wedding. My mother and mother-in-law were like planning in my ears, and it's just not what we wanted. And looking back, like I can't imagine getting married that young. I'm sure people do, and I'm sure people are still together and they love each other, but in my situation, it was just not what we wanted. We did end up waiting, and we decided that it's just not for us at this point in time. Not that we don't love each other, we love each other and we are committed to each other, but it's just a piece of paper for us, and it's not something we need to say that we're together, pretty much. I have nothing against marriage. I've had nothing but positive marriage examples in my life. My parents have been married for 26 years, and Nick's parents, well, his mom and his stepdad, have been together since he was like 2, so like 22 years or something like that. So like we've had nothing but positive marriage examples. It's not that I'm scared to get married or I'm scared to get divorced. It's just not something that we need to do at this time. About a year ago, we were talking, and we had come to the conclusion that we were going to start to try to have a baby. Nick has always been kind of indifferent on whether he wanted kids or not. It was, if I wanted it, he wanted it. If I didn't ever want kids, he was okay with that too. So he didn't really have an opinion, but if I wanted it and I did, he was okay with that. So we decided to start trying. At that time, I was in college, finishing up my apprenticeship, So we decided that we were going to start trying around May of 2015. The only real form of birth control that Nick and I used were condoms. And so that was fairly easy. I didn't have to stop taking birth control or time it or anything like that. We just kind of, at the point that we wanted to start to try, we just stopped preventing. So I think we started trying around March or April. I wasn't expecting to get pregnant right away. I know that sometimes it takes a couple months, but by the time it was like July, I was really kind of getting discouraged. Nick doesn't like talking about it all too much, and I think it's because I like overwhelmed him. Like as soon as he like agreed to start trying and to we agreed that we were gonna have a baby, I kind of like overwhelmed him, I guess. I was obsessive, and to say Pinterest was my best friend was an understatement. When I latch on to something, I research the hell out of it and I find out everything about it. So I was like really like, I was more into like the fun stuff, like the nursery and baby names and clothes and maternity clothes and all that fun stuff. I wasn't like into like the nitty gritty about like how a baby's actually made. So by July, I was like really kind of like getting discouraged, and Nick was kind of like sick of hearing me talk about it. So it was kind of like getting to like that point of like, oh, this is really getting frustrating, and it's kind of like, it wasn't putting like a hinder on our relationship, but it was kind of like, it was getting to be like a little bit frustrating to both of us. In August of 2015, something really weird happened, and I have mentioned that my periods are very, very, very regular, 28 days. My period was a week late, and I was taking pregnancy tests after pregnancy test after pregnancy test, and they were all negative. There was not a faint line, there was not like a maybe, it was all negative. Regardless, because my period is never late, I had told Nick that I thought I was pregnant. We both thought I was pregnant, and I don't remember really having any real symptoms of like cramping or nausea. Actually, no, I do remember. So this is why I thought I was pregnant. I had been taking new vitamins, and I know I probably should be, but like I never take vitamins. But these vitamins I was taking, I was throwing up with in the morning. So I attributed that to morning sickness, and that's why I really thought I was pregnant, because my period was a week late. I was throwing up in the morning. It was just, everything like was pointing towards pregnancy, except the negative pregnancy tests. We ended up telling my mom and his mom that we thought I was pregnant, and the day after we told his mom, I got my period. So let me tell you, if and when we do have a baby, mom is the freaking word until like we're like for sure. Yes, I was having some symptoms, probably most made up, but I wasn't pregnant at all. Nick got really excited when he thought I was pregnant. I remember being at a Toronto Blue Jays game, and I had went to the washroom, and I came out, and he asked me, and he's like, "Did you get your period yet?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And he's like, "You know, this could possibly be our baby's first baseball game." And I was so excited. He was very excited, and it was so sweet to see. And for it not to happen, I feel terrible, because it's not that like it was my fault that my period was late, and I know it wasn't my fault, but I like egged it on, like, oh, you're gonna be a dad, like we're gonna have a family, and all those months leading up to that happening, I was over and over again, like repeating myself, like but I was overwhelming him with baby stuff. So for this to happen, after that happened, he was like done. He's like, I need a break. So we had decided that we were going to not prevent, but stop like tracking and scheduling baby dancing and all that stuff, because I agree with him. Like at that point, like it would have been like around 6 months of us trying to have a baby, and it wasn't happening. So I think we both needed a break. There was still a chance that I could have got pregnant along the way, and it obviously didn't happen because here I am doing TTC vlogs and trying to have a baby still. After we stopped trying, we really focused on our relationship, bettering ourselves. One of the main contributing factors to infertility or having a hard time getting pregnant is being overweight or underweight. That's something that had always stuck in my head, and that's the like one of the biggest things that always popped up when I was like researching like how to get pregnant or factors affecting pregnancy and stuff like that. So that like really stuck in my head, and after we stopped trying, I should have been doing it prior, but like it really like it was in my head like, okay, maybe my weight's the issue. And I'm not super skinny. I never have been. I've always been like a chubby girl. But I had put on quite a bit of weight after high school. And I didn't really see it as a problem. But if it's something I can control to try to better my chances at getting pregnant, I'm gonna do it. This is how determined I am to have a baby. I have currently lost 37 pounds and counting, because I'm not done yet. I don't want to be super skinny. I just want to be healthy. And I feel so much better after losing this weight, and I'm gonna keep going. I don't have a set number that I want to weigh, or I know where with my height and my weight like where I should be, but to me that's almost like an unrealistic weight to ever get to, because I've never been really small. Like I've always been the chubby girl, but I've never been like really like lazy. Like I was always athletic in high school. I was playing hockey 5 times a week on 3 different teams. And I played baseball, and I was always active. And after high school, I just kind of stopped. So when we stopped trying to get pregnant, I really immersed myself back into all that stuff. I started playing pickup hockey again. I was eating better and exercising and, you know, like just being more active. I was going for walks on trails, and I realized I loved hiking. That's something I really love. So we started doing more of that, and obviously it's the middle of winter right now and I ain't freezing my butt off. If it can help me get pregnant and it's something that's in my hands that I can control, I'm gonna do it. So I think it was about November that we sat back down, and Nick had came to me that time and he said, I'm ready. I want this now too. So we were kind of like smarter about it this time. I went out and I purchased a clear blue fertility monitor. We're gonna track ovulation. We're gonna schedule baby dancing. We're gonna continue our positive, healthy lifestyle change. We're going to really give it a go. So basically, I'm starting over. I'm erasing everything in my mind that we did previously, because I feel like we weren't giving it our all, trying, and I feel like we're in such a better place now that this is our TTC journey now. December 2015, I made a video about, that's what I called cycle 1. I'm currently in cycle 2. Hopefully I get pregnant soon. I guess that's the goal for everybody. TTC is a very personal journey. And I'm not ready to tell my family and my friends that, hey, we're trying to have a baby. But I still want to talk about it with somebody. I still want to share my story and hear other people's story. So I feel like turning to YouTube was like the best option for me. I've watched so many videos about TTCing and about all of you getting your BFPs and your heartaches and your struggles, and I found such inspiration from that if by me making videos and me making a channel that maybe just one person can relate to or find inspiration from or feel like they're not alone, that's what makes it all worth it for me. So thank you for watching my TTC journey video. I look forward to what the future has in store for me and for you, and to watch your journey and for you guys to watch mine. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Go ahead and comment down below, or if you have any questions, you can email me. I'll put my email address down below. Yeah, bye guys.